just having fun.
Howdy folks, Dan here with Long McQuade, and I'm here with Frank Bello of the legendary group Anthrax.
Hi everybody, how are you?
It's a pleasure to have you here with us today.
Here, man. Thank you for having me today. I'm excited about this. I've been in many of your stores, and I'm excited because I go in and I try to buy everything, and I have to stop. I have a problem, but it's great. I can't wait to go back there because we're going back out there very soon. I'm very psyched about it.
Well, if anything goes wrong, let me know. Frank is our new secret shopper at Long McQuade.
I am, and I'll tell you what's going on. But I'm a fan.
Yeah.
Right? I'm a fan. I'm a musician fan. I like going in and getting those little things that other stores don't have, and asking for those things. So sometimes you just pick up a guitar for no reason, and I love that when you could just see something. Yes, that's the one. You just know it's love, right? And you bring it home, and you have a problem with customs. It's all great. It's always fun. Where did you get this guitar? It's a fun time at customs.
Yeah, and that's why we got to treat everybody good, because you never know who might be walking in the door.
I love it, man. I think it's how I'll be back. You'll see me. I'm ready.
Beautiful. So please tell us all about your brand new signature Spector bass.
This is my brand new signature Spector bass. I'm very, very excited to tell you about this bass because it's quality. Not a salesman, I'm just a musician, as you guys are. Maybe you're not, maybe you'll start today, I hope, with this bass. This is from my heart. This bass, we took a while to get it right, but I'll tell you, when I asked him to do something, and if I asked for anything on the bass, I never got a no. Everything was yes, that can happen, yes, that can happen. So we did this. We started with the alder wood.
Alder, okay.
Yeah, which I love, and I'll tell you why. Alder wood. There's a lot of different woods in the world. Alder, I found over the years, I now have a bad back, and we'll go into that later. Alder, when you play live on stage, it's not a heavier wood. It's like in the middle, where it has to sustain. It doesn't lose the sustain, which is very important. So I use this bass in the studio, live. It's much easier for me and my back. So when I do a stupid jump that you probably see at an Anthrax show, I come down and I'm like, oh, you don't see me like that. I can do it with confidence, and it just sounds so friggin' good. Am I allowed to curse?
Yeah.
So good.
You're in Anthrax.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was a family channel. So
Andre, you can bleep that out.
No, you can bleep it out. Bleep. But the alder wood works for me over the years, I found, because in the studio it sounds great. The sustain is there. Never lose the sustain. It's light on stage, and I just love the sound. It's a warm sound. Yeah. But then we counter that. We'll go into our maple neck here. Right. So I like the nice blend. You have the nice warm sound from the wood, from the alder. And then you go into the maple neck. It's a little more of a bite. Yeah. So we have the nice little mix going in right there. And I've done both now with this bass. I've gone in the studio and used it on a new Anthrax song. Yeah. And I've also used it live for a lot of shows. I'm very happy because I could say I kicked the out of this bass. Yeah. When I go live, if you've seen the Anthrax shows, you know there's a lot of running around, all that nonsense. I really wanted to make sure before we put this thing out that I can kick the out of this thing, and still it's not going out of tune, which I really watch that stuff. We have the old school tuning now. You know that. You could tell the old school. I'm very much old school. I want things that work. We have the brass nut. Did you notice the brass nut?
Yes, I did.
And you talk about this brass nut thing. 1 second, I'm going to take you with this. You go in the studio with a brass nut as opposed to not. There's a different vibe for sustain. For sustain, you hear it immediately. And whatever sound you have, you're going to ring out a little more. This little nut, I'm telling you, man, I've been doing this for a little while. And I found that this makes all the difference in your recording. Yeah. And then your live sound, man, your live is just killer. I'm very stoked about what I have going on. Let's go back into it. Let's go back to my sound. This is not egotistical, and I mean it like this. These are my signature EMG pickups. It's not the world of Frank Bello, but I want to put out the good stuff. So if I put my name on it, I want to make sure people are getting the real deal stuff. Yeah. These are my Frank Bello signature. It's a PJ setup, which I love. If you like a good punch, I have jazz players that love these pickups, and I now love this bass, which I couldn't be more excited about. Last year at NAMM, we went to the NAMM show last year. We debuted my purple BB right there. I had Doug Wimbish, some of these great players, Dave Ellefson. The first thing they say about this bass specifically, they try it, and the first word out of their mouth, the neck, the neck. It's all about the neck and the way we cut it.
Yeah.
So we have, it's an embarrassment of riches in this bass. That's the way I say about it, because I just want it to come from me. I want to let you all know that this is coming from me. Experiment, making sure I've done this a while. Like I said, this is the stuff that works for me. If you like what I do, and hopefully you can carry that on and do something that you do. That's my point, is to pass the torch now.
It feels great, and it sounds fantastic. I was playing it at Spector yesterday, and I was blown away by the instrument. It's got that smack because of the maple board when you dig into it, but it has the warmth of the alder. And going back to your pickup, so you've got this PJ configuration. How do you set up your pickups? Like, do you favor the neck pickup, the bridge pickup? Do you keep them both wide open?
Both wide open, only because, and even still, if Anthrax, this is Anthrax, and as a part of sessions and stuff, that's what's great about this bass. It can go anywhere. Anthrax, I'm just 3 knobs up, right? We're going for it, right?
All the way.
My sound is my sound, so it's all up and go for it. So the pickups are wide open, and look, you're getting from the fingers to the string to the pickup, right? That's what it is. The bass is, and that's what you're hearing. You're hearing, I believe, it all comes from one.
Yeah.
It's all one, right? And that's the way I believe about bass. And so it comes from within you.
And we're debuting a new color here, because you might have seen the purple, like the two that are behind us before, which we call Tina Rose.
Tina Rose, and let me take you back for a second. The reason why the vibrant purple is there, within the last few years, not to get all sad on this, my mom and grandmother had passed. I was very close to them. Those were the ones, after my dad took off, said, go do what you want to do in life. Go be a musician and stuff. They gave me the money for my first bass, right? So as a payment, as a payment back to them, I always want to have them with me. So the name of that color right there, that purple, that's their favorite color. That was always their favorite color.
That's what I wanted to ask you. Why purple? And that
purple
was their color.
Was always their favorite color.
Yeah.
So everything they wore was purple. It was always that. So I bring them with me every show I play now. It's always Tina Rose. My mom is Rose. My grandmother was Tina. So Tina Rose, they'll always be with me.
Yeah.
So we did this whole tour last year. We debuted that NAMM with that great purple bass. We did Back to the Beginning with Black Sabbath, the final Black Sabbath show. It was a big hit, the bass. Every bass player backstage at that show was asking me about it. Incredible. And they checked it out and they loved it. Very proud. That's how you know.
Yeah.
That's how you know.
Other bass players.
When the other bass players come check out your rig and check out your bass, and you get that first thing they say, neck. I'm just like, yeah, because we did something right.
Yeah.
Therefore, I can show you guys this and feel really confident about the bass we're putting out.
Yeah.
I think it's really important. So, okay, so we got the purple thing down. So doing a full year on that tour, I just did the summit in Germany, music summit in Germany. Awesome experience. So many people were asking me about that bass and say, will it come out in black? So many DMs and Instagram asking me about when does it come out in black? I get it. I totally understand. So we've listened. Here you go. It's the same signature Frank Bello Spector, which I love, in the Black Beauty. And I can't wait. I haven't even played this on stage yet. In fact, I don't even own one yet because they're making them now, which I'm excited about. So we're going to start playing them in Canada. Just so you guys know, we're coming there in February. Am I allowed to announce that?
Yeah,
Is that cool?
Of course.
Just so you guys know, Anthrax, Megadeth, and Exodus. Pretty good tour, pretty fun tour. Come out to the shows. What I want to do is hopefully come to some music stores and do some appearances and have some fun with you guys. You come up, say hello. We'll check out some basses, maybe buy some basses at the store, whatever it takes. I want you to check out this bass. It's very important to me. So that's later in February. We'll get together, we'll hang.
We'd love to. Hopefully we can set up a clinic tour.
Or clinic appearance, whatever you guys want to do. I just want to talk to people and say hi.
Yeah. And I feel you on the being raised by Italian women. It was the same thing with me. My sister, Rosemary, and my mom, Anna, were a huge part of my upbringing. So what's some piece of wisdom from your mama and your nona that you still live by to this day?
Be kind. In this world, I'll say that right off the bat. Be kind to people, other human beings. Let's put that forward. They taught me that. And really, just give everything you have. That's the one thing they taught me, my work ethic. My work ethic is very important. That's why, for me, I cannot put my name on anything unless I believe 100% in it. There's no way I want some person coming up to me, some young player, say, oh, this bass is not working for me. I don't like the way it feels. I won't want that. I'm just saying this is what I do. I want to put a quality product out. Everything we put in this bass is quality because we made sure. You can't put your name on anything that's a piece of shit. I won't do that. So it's not a selling point. It's just what I believe in. It's the way I grew up. And that means a lot to me. So it's coming from my mother and my grandmother. They taught me to believe whatever you put your name on, whatever you're doing, go for 110%. This is 110%. And that's what means everything to me.
Yeah, beautiful.
That's what I think everybody should be like that.
Yeah. It turned out amazing, and such a great feeling neck. Yeah, like it's so smooth.
It's a very smooth butter neck. I mean, it just glides, and it's very in the studio on this last Anthrax record.
So this is the bass that was on the latest Anthrax record.
Because we got it late. I started recording with another bass that I've had, but this came in late. But I was able to get it in there, which I was very happy about it. Right. But my producer, Jay Rustin, I'm giving you props right now, Jay.
Shout out to Jay.
Shout out to Jay Rustin. He's a very famous producer, so everybody knows Jay. He's a bass player. He tried this. He goes, this is the best bass you've had.
Yeah.
Because he knows all my basses, and I'm very proud of this bass. So when Jay says something like that, I'm very psyched about the future and happy to show people what we have. So my job now is to spread the love right now and show everybody I can. We did Europe recently. We did a clinic tour there. We're going to do more in America. We're going to do in Canada. So it's really to spread the name Spector out there and show everybody what kind of quality we're putting out.
Incredible.
Yeah.
My introduction to Anthrax came in 1991. Your album, Attack of the Killer Bees. My neighbor had it. I went over to his place. He started playing it for me. And of course, Bring the Noise is a huge hit off that record.
Crazy,
and this is one of the most important collaborations maybe that's ever happened in music of rap and metal. That song paved the way for Faith No More, for Rage Against the Machine, for Linkin Park. So can you tell me, how did that collaboration come about? Two things that seemingly at the time didn't go together, rap and metal. How did that come about?
Funny enough, if you listen to PE, Public Enemy, and how heavy their rhythms are, it's really like a metal kind of vibe. There's a heaviness there. There's a heaviness there.
Yeah.
And it's rhythmic. It's bass. Chuck's voice alone is just, I love him. He's the best. Best ever. Authoritative, just amazing. So I remember Scott was listening. Scott Ian turned me on to Public Enemy, and he was wearing this shirt. And I started listening. I said, the beats are insane, right? The vocals are insane, and the rhythm's insane, and what the power of it all. And remember, we're in a metal band. It fit everything that could really lend itself to what we were doing. So when Scott came up to me and said, what do you think about doing something with them? I said, I'm in. And I didn't even finish it. I was in because I knew what we can do done if we just tried. Bring those two worlds together of the heaviness of it all. And it is, to this day, Chuck says it's still the heaviest thing they've done. And we think it's the same for us. It's just because, and the naysayers, I have to say this, guys, always go with your heart.
Yeah.
Always go with your heart, because a lot of people say, are saying that can't be done. No, it can be done. You just got to go for it. And that's the truth. That's the lesson of the day.
So it was mainly Scotty. Scotty
got me into it for sure, and he got the rest of us into it. Charlie, Scott, and I were always into rap.
Yeah.
But I never knew about Public Enemy until Scott introduced me to them. And then when I got in, I was in hook, line, and sinker. And now the great thing about it is, then we did the tour. I don't know, you guys probably saw the tour when we did with them in Canada. It was insane. One of the shows in Canada, and we were talking about this, insane story. It's on YouTube. This is on YouTube somewhere, where Flavor couldn't get into Canada for whatever reason for this show. I forgot where it was. Was it Toronto? I'm not sure.
Probably.
Look it up on YouTube, where Public Enemy had the DJ on top of these two doors that Flavor Flav used to come busting out of in the beginning of the show, opening of the show. I knew Flavor couldn't get in, So I begged Chuck D that night. I said, please let me come out as Flavor. Please let me come out as Flavor. Let me just do the opening and I'll leave, I promise you. And it took some coercing, but I finally got, okay, because he didn't want to hear me anymore.
Yeah.
So he let me, so I dressed up in Flavor's outfit, the whole thing, man. I had the clock
So you had the
on.
clock?
I had the clock. If you look it up, I had everything on. But
And even if you didn't have the clock, you got the time.
I go, whoa. See how we did that? Very good. But long story short, so I did this. It comes out, it's the Flavor, a lifesaver. It's the Flavor, a lifesaver. I bust through the door.
Wow.
And the crowd goes, ah. They thought it was Flavor, but then they saw it wasn't Flavor. All of a sudden, oh. Swear to God that happened. Watch the video. It's a true story.
Yeah. And if you're familiar with the track, you might not know that it was a Public Enemy song first. It wasn't a remix. It was a re-recording.
Yeah.
You didn't just...
Guitars.
Yeah.
And bass. We did the video in Chicago. It was amazing. It's just a great experience. And then the tour. They said that couldn't happen because there would be problems.
Right.
That was one of the most successful tours that we've ever done.
Incredible.
People loved it, and we loved it, and just a great camaraderie backstage, playing basketball every day, eating, fucking laughing our asses off. Just one of the highlights of our career, for sure.
When you finished recording it, you're sitting in the studio listening to the mix of it. Even when you were recording it, did you know that it was going to be the hit that it became? You
know, when you do this stuff, you do it for yourself, selfishly, and you hope that other people will get into it. We knew for us.
Yeah.
Because when you see, first off, when you hear, the heaviness of the band, Anthrax's music, right?
Yeah.
And then you hear Chuck's voice on top of that, that's, boom. It blew up in the studio. It was like, what is this?
Yeah.
It was different. It was new. It was fresh. And then we were happy. We were satisfied. So we're fans. You got to remember, we're coming from a fan's point of view. So we figure, man, if we're feeling it as fans, other fans will feel it, and it turns out that was right.
Yeah.
It just turned out it was an explosion. It was huge, and that had its own life. It just took its own life, and it was great and very successful stuff. The tour was very successful. Everybody was psyched about that.
How did your life change after that?
My life changed because it showed me that don't listen to the naysayers. Right. Because always go with your gut. Anthrax has always done that anyway with our music, and never say never. Yeah. Never say never. Always try. But it really pushed that forward. It really did. It said just keep experimenting and going for it, because there's no stopping anybody.
Right.
There's no limit. It's art. This is art. Expand, man. That's our thing, man. Just keep pushing it forward, man.
And you're pushing it forward with a new record, which we can't say the name of.
I'm not allowed. My publicist would kill me. I don't want to hear her. She's on my ass big time. But the record will come out in May. First single, late January. That's how they do it now, I guess. They put out singles first. And we're just listening to what our record company is saying. It's probably the heaviest. I'm very proud. It's so heavy. Some parts are really hard to play. Really hard to play, which I'm happy to say, and because I like the challenge of it all. Heaviness, Joey's vocals, I don't understand how the guy could sing like that, but he still is killing it, and I'm very psyched. A great melody. If you like the last two records we've come out with and the past stuff, I think everybody's going to be happy, because as fans, we're very stoked, and it's been a while, guys, so thank you for waiting. It's been 10 years. Yeah. So we made sure it's worthwhile. So,
can you tell me about Anthrax's creative process, how you write?
Yeah. We had to get over the COVID thing, right? Like everybody else. So we couldn't be one of those bands that were doing it over video, because the latency, number one, if you would say we were jamming on something, it would come out a half a second later. It's like, and you lose the vibe. So we would just send like files to each other and stuff like that. And then we got together when it was safe to get together, when they told us it was safe. So we did, the three of us, Charlie, Scott, and I, got together as we've done all our lives, and started exchanging ideas. Yeah. And from the files we've had, what's good, is that good, that work here, back and forth. And then you go home again and see what works. Then we start putting melodies to it, and then we put lyrics. It's really like making a cake.
Okay.
It really is that. So it starts with the foundation of the three of us getting the music together.
But most often it comes with the music first, lyrics and melodies come later.
Music and then melodies usually. Scott and I usually go back and forth with that a lot. Charlie comes in with a lot of great music ideas, but we all came up with a lot of music ideas in this. And then the melodies, Scott and I would work on that a lot. And it's an open thing. Everybody can come in with ideas. That's the idea. And then the lyrics would come on top. And to get it through us, to make sure as fans, and we've been doing this a while, it takes, we cut out a lot of stuff. And then no, yes, and because you want the best.
Yeah.
Like everything else. That's the way, like Mom and my grandmother said, it's got to be the best. It's got to be work ethic.
The editing is the big work, right?
Editing is really tough, and it's hard. Sometimes you lose parts that you love, right? But if it's not good for the song, it's all about the song, man. At the end of the day, that's all we're about. It's about the song. So, and still to this day, period.
And that can be a hard thing to do, right? So do you try to not be married too hard to your ideas?
I'm still brokenhearted.
Yeah.
And that's true. I think every songwriter will tell you that. So especially when you're in a band where you're just not writing the stuff by yourself. When you're collaborating, you have to be open and get ready for that. If that's not working, sometimes you can't force feed it in. Yeah. Because if it's going to screw up the song and not make it as potent as it can be, you got to say, all right, I got to get rid of that ego thing. And okay, that you're right, and learn to say you're right and I agree. And then when you really feel strongly about something, you got to remember that other side of it, and you got to really fight your way through. Yeah. And sometimes that works too. So it's a balance.
And maybe there'll be another avenue. It's like that ingredient didn't work in this pasta sauce. True. But maybe I'm going to make my own pasta sauce because you have your own solo record as well. Right?
Exactly. And side sauce, like I've used stuff for my solo stuff. And I'm working, do you know the band Living Colour? Yeah. I'm writing songs with them right now. We're in the studio right now. Amazing. And I've used other stuff that I've had. I would never give to Anthrax, but it would work perfectly and has worked perfectly with Living Colour. That I'm really psyched about. I can't wait till people hear it because they love it too. And so it's, again, you don't lose. You just, if it doesn't work for this, it'll work for something else. That's the thought process now.
Incredible. So historic moments in rock and roll. You were recently part of another historic moment in rock and roll. I think you're wearing the t-shirt right now.
Oh, yes.
Right? Back to the beginning. Yes. Ozzy's last concert. If you don't know, Frank was on stage at that concert. He was a part of the concert.
Fortunate.
You can watch the clip of them playing Changes with Youngblood.
Youngblood. Nuno Betancourt, Adam Wakeman, and 2 from Sleep Token.
Right.
And we played this Black Sabbath song, who I've known forever, Changes, which I love. We did a different version of it. Youngblood killed it. I've never been a part of a stadium crowd like that. That feeling we had on stage, it was a moment. Everybody said it was a moment, and I'm very happy to be part of it. But you felt it. Yeah. You really felt like it was for Ozzy, it was for Black Sabbath. It was all for one. It was a tribute and saying thank you. Thank you, Ozzy. Thank you, Black Sabbath. We didn't know at the time on stage that, rest his soul, Ozzy, we miss you, that Ozzy was going to pass a few weeks later. But we wanted him to hear it. Yeah. We wanted him to hear it, and I think he heard everything that night. And even when Anthrax played, it was a magical day. And we've done a lot of stages in our day, That was spectacular. It was my favorite time on a stage because in a show, because the backstage was camaraderie. I remember, I haven't seen my friend James Hetfield, not to name a name, it's just my friend James, I haven't seen him 2 or 3 years. I get a tap on my back, Frank! Yeah. We hugged it out and talking for a half an hour. And as we can only talk about the history and what we've had, just great camaraderie backstage. Everyone there, of the biggest names in metal and rock, for one cause, Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne. And it was beautiful. It was poetic.
It is. It's palpable. Just watching that clip, it instantly chills, wells of emotion come up watching.
And it's great. We're lucky enough with Changes to be nominated for a Grammy. Yeah. So I didn't expect that. I'm very happy to be part of it. Yeah. Youngblood asked me to come to the Grammys, so I'm going to go to the Grammys and eat some free food. And it's been a great time. And now we have now I get to promote the Anthrax record and my bass and the whole thing on the Grammy stage, and the Grammy thing, it's a really nice thing. So it's a nice startup to the record, that's for sure.
And I know Geezer, you had your trio of influences as Geezer and Geddy, true Canadian, and Steve Harris.
Always. My guys, the way I learned how to play, where I grew up in the Bronx, so I would come home, I go for school, I worked at my uncle's deli for 4 hours, come home at 8 o'clock at night, go right to my vinyl player, and I'd play either a Rush album, Iron Maiden record, or Giza or a Sabbath record, and just learn from my heroes. And back in the day, you have to go with the needle back and forth to learn a part. Oh, what is that part? You know, you go back and forth. You have to keep going back. What is that? And drive you crazy. But those are the best days of my life.
Yeah. So did you have a formal music education, or was it just that, listening to
my heroes,
your favorites?
And I'm proud of that only because I want to show the younger players, or maybe even the older players, that you don't always need formal training. So don't be afraid to pick up a bass or a guitar or any instrument or sing. Don't be afraid, because you might have the magic you don't know yet.
Yeah.
All right? So don't be afraid. And there's a lot of gurus out there that might intimidate you out of playing. Don't let that happen. Pick it up. Try what you have to offer, because you have something different than I do, he does, or anybody else does. So I want to pay it forward at this point. I want to get people playing instruments and singing and doing what they want in life. Don't be intimidated by the pros, because I think a lot of people like to do a lot of scales and scare out of you. I can never do that.
Yeah.
No, you can. You can. That's all I'm going to say. I'll leave it there, but don't be intimidated. Try it.
And it's never too late. We have a lot of customers. My friends, the guys that I had my first band with, they didn't necessarily pursue music. Me and the drummer did, and we carried on. But now those guys are coming back to music again. Like, their kids have gotten older. They're 18. They're going to college.
The time.
They're coming back to music now. So it's never too late to pick up your axe again, to pick up your bass again.
Never. And I'll tell you, I do a lot of clinics. We just did the summit in Germany. I did some clinics there. I've had 11-year-old kids wanting to play bass. I had them up on stage and make them try the bass. I love the face that they have, the exploration face that they have when they try to put my bass on them. And see that face that they're loving it. Then I have 60, 70-year-old people just starting out, and they've always been afraid. I said, get up here. Get up here, try this thing. It's 4 strings, right? I just want to get that level of confidence. You can do this. Make them start with one A note, A, one finger, right? And get them into the whole thing, that not to be afraid. Once one step, the other shoe follows, right? That's the idea. So that's my thing now, because I've been very fortunate in this business. So I want to pay it forward now. I think it's important to get players out there now. New, old, doesn't matter. Just play.
Absolutely. Now, for firsts, do you remember what your first bass line is that you ever learned?
Ooh. That's a great question. You know, it had to be maybe a Black Sabbath song. Was it Paranoid? Could have been Paranoid. It had to be Black Sabbath or very early Iron Maiden. You know, that was Geddy Lee. I probably tried, talk about intimidation, right? You know, one of my favorite Rush songs is Free Will. And, that bass solo scared the shit out of me always, right? Still one of the best things ever. And then, see, don't ever stop being a fan. That's what I'm saying. The passion has to stay. And I still have the passion, and I still love learning Geddy's bass lines and Steve's and Geezer's. So that training, that I call it, I look at it from that's how I grew up. It's very close to my heart. And if I can show somebody else how to do that and say, that's how I did it, and you can do it too if you want. I think that's really important. Say there's an avenue to get there. And then you go where you go.
Absolutely.
Let the gods take over.
And as far as inspiration goes, what are you listening to these days that's really doing that for you?
Funny enough, we were just talking about Pete, my friend Pete here. We were just talking. I've been into this Led Zeppelin thing, going back into John Paul Jones, another amazing bass player, right?
Incredible.
And just learning, great stuff. The thing is, I don't think you ever stop learning.
No.
I don't think anybody should ever stop learning. I'm always a student. I don't know enough. Of all the years I've been playing, I don't know enough. I want to keep just learning and just put that, because we're a sponge, right? The sponge is your brain. Put that piece into it, put that piece of this player, this, and see what comes out and funnels through you. I think it's important, right? So I don't want to keep, I don't want to shut anything down. Nobody knows enough. So I want to keep learning new techniques, stuff with a pick, all that stuff. Chris Squire, that kind of great stuff, so that's what I've been trying to just push my playing abilities and styles, my technique, just trying to push that and see where I can go with it, just to with it.
Yeah.
Why not? Nothing should be forever.
Yeah.
You know, you should keep expanding and just keep trying things.
I believe the same thing. We're all students, but we're also all teachers. Everyone's a teacher.
Yeah.
Everyone's a student. No matter what level you're at, you have something to share with someone else.
Absolutely. If I know something that could make you have a better day with your playing, and I could show you something that'll make it more enjoyable to play, and it's helped me, yeah, I'm going to pay it forward so you can feel the same way I did. See, it's all about that.
Yeah.
I want the person that starts to play to feel the same way, the magic that I feel, that spontaneous, oh, this is the best feeling in the world. I want that for everybody because we've been lucky to get that.
Yeah.
When they go on a stage, when they hear crowds go like that, how lucky am I to have that feedback? I want people to get on the stage and feel that, get a taste of that. Come on, it's been good to me, so why don't you, let's share and you have a taste of that. I think it's so important for that because everybody should have something to go for and look forward to. And I think that's really, I look forward to it to this day, man.
Yeah.
It's really important. It keeps the drive alive, you know?
Speaking of feeling good,
Yes.
so you've been touring all these years in this rock band.
It's weird, I'm only 21, that's weird. I'm always talking.
And I'm not going to say your age, but you look fantastic.
Thank you, bro.
So
Appreciate that.
how do you, being on the road for the young musicians that are out there getting into touring, the road is really taxing. So how do you stay healthy on the road?
I'll be really honest, and I could pass, again, paying it forward. What I've found, there's two things that really help. And I'm not a guru at any of them. It's yoga and TM, Transcendental Meditation. And I'm not preaching it. I'm just saying over the years, these stages kick the of you.
Yeah.
I mean, especially, look, just holding a bass on a concrete stage, whatever, if you're doing jumping, if you're running around, if you have an energetic show, it kicks the out of you. And your back is not made up for that.
Yeah.
So what I found a long time ago, yoga elongates my muscles. And for players, it also shows me how to stretch. I have a really great yoga teacher. My teacher, Susan. She showed me all these great stretches to do, really delicately, really nice stretches before the show, all these great yoga stretches that she's taught me to do before the show, gets the blood flowing, elongates the muscles, my back, everything is all one. So when you go on, I take about 45 to an hour before the show, stretching, vocals, all that stuff.
Okay.
And it really, so your head is there because you know your body has your back. Literally, I mean, no pun intended. It's just there by the stretches, the yoga stretches I've learned throughout the years. And I just, if you don't like that whole idea, I'm telling you, it works. I just want to pay it forward and I'll leave it there. But the meditation, I start with the Transcendental Meditation, 20 minutes in the morning, start my day. It's when I get out of bed, sitting up, 20 minutes. It's great. Before I go to sleep, 20 minutes at night. It really gets me in a zone. It gets me in a zone. In the morning, it starts me level.
Right.
Because those of us who have tempers need to be zoned out. That's what my mother said anyway.
Yeah.
But my wife, she knows when I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
She goes, TM, and that's good.
Well, and TM, so many creative people use TM. Yeah. Rick Rubin.
Absolutely.
David Lynch.
Yeah. Use Howard Stern. His mom. Look, I don't preach it. It works for me. It works for me. So I'll just try to make you see what works and what doesn't, especially on the road. And when you start touring and stuff like that, you start playing shows, the yoga, the TM, for me, it's like showering.
Yeah.
You got to do it. At least you smell, right? So I need it. I know it works. And if I don't do it, you feel it immediately. The back tightens up, right? Yeah. You feel like on stage, you're not stretched out the right way. The head is not there where it should be, right? You're just a little off. That's for me. But these are the tricks of the trade I just want to pass to you guys that you don't usually hear while you're starting up and playing. Maybe you're starting, maybe you're playing in a band now. Try that stuff. The yoga, you don't have to get into it long. I do 15 minutes and I'm good,
This is a great message to share with people.
Because
especially a lot of the fellas out there, they think yoga, I don't know, maybe that's not rock and roll enough. And here we are with a true rock and roller.
If you really want to keep it going, that's the truth of it all. If you want to keep it going and really get into it, you want to play. I mean, look, you got to take care of your fingers and your hands and all that, your arms, all muscles that you need to play. Your back, you can't stand without having a good back, believe me, because it does get Bottom line is, I don't care what the weight of the guitar is, it's going to get to you. Shows take it out of you after a while. So it's all one. It's all one. But these are the tricks of the trade that I try to spread that work for me.
Yeah.
That's all.
Do you have a guilty music pleasure, like something
Yes.
people would be surprised that Frank Bello listens to?
And I'll tell you why. You're going to laugh at this because I'm a metal guy, rock and roll guy. Barbra Streisand.
Right.
You can laugh. I get it. But, and I'll tell you why. Because Barbra Streisand's voice, when my mom and dad, when I was younger, this is all psychological stuff. When they were breaking up and fighting and all that stuff, and I didn't want to hear it, my out and was the radio, and I put my headphones on, and who was on the radio a lot in the 70s, and it was Barbra Streisand. I remember her voice made me soothe out. It took me away from the arguing and the screaming.
Right.
And that's just what happened with me. But for Barbra Streisand, I always carry that. So for me, if I want to relax, funny enough, man, I'll listen to Barbra Streisand. It gets me into a mellow kind of vibe, a great mood. I don't know why, but it works. Is
there a particular song? If I said, what's the Streisand
Evergreen.
song? Evergreen?
Evergreen. Knew it like that. See, right off the bat. And I paid a lot of money to see Barbra Streisand in my life. So I know this song's pretty well, but yeah, she's been that constant talent that will never, in my book, my favorite voice of all time.
All right, well, one last question for you. If you had one rule that all bass players had to abide by, what would it be?
Be heard. Be heard. Don't be afraid to speak up. Mm-hmm. You're a team player. We're all team players. Be a team player. But don't be afraid to be heard.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, especially for bass players.
Bass players, we're known as the guys in the back. Not me. That's just my personality. I think it's certain people's personalities. You're a team player. I want to make the song the best, but don't be afraid. If you have an idea, be heard.
Yeah.
Be heard, because that might be the secret sauce in that song that puts it over the top. Mm-hmm. So don't be afraid to be heard. I think a lot of bass players just take they sometimes are afraid because the guitar player, the drummer, all that, the singer.
Yeah.
No, that's not, be heard. Listen, put your idea out there. Play ball, be a team player, but get your idea. Your idea is just as important as anybody else's in the band. Mm-hmm. So that's what I instill that young players, old players, don't be afraid, because you don't know, you might have the best piece of that song, or the best song, period. Best melody, whatever it is, don't be afraid to be heard. Very important.
Okay, a request. Can you play Got the Time for us?
Remember this shit. That's what, it's funny because I'm so used to this. You understand this, guys. I start that song with a pick. But then when the drums bop, bop, that comes in, I drop it and play with my fingers then.
Oh, really?
I just did it automatically because I haven't played that song in a while. And that's so funny. I just dropped the pick automatically. It's like, anything else you want to hear?
Yeah, can you give us another line?
Yeah, sure.
One of your favorite lines, maybe from one of your influences?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Rush rule. How about that? Kind of Rush is the
Rush.
Fucking love Rush.
Yeah.
Fucking love Rush.
Sabbath. We got a request
There's
for
so
Sabbath.
many Black Sabbath songs. Oh my God. We love you, Ozzy.
Woo! We love you, Ozzy. And also the tone we're getting, we didn't talk about that yet.
Yeah.
We're going through the Agular rig.
Yes.
But tell us about this pedal.
Well, have you ever heard of the company Tech 21?
Sure have.
Tech 21, New York City. I've loved them forever. The name of my pedal, again, we're going back to the signature pedal stuff, the signature name. Again, quality, I want quality, so when I put my name on it, this company, Sansamp, Tech 21, has this wonderful pedal called the Sansamp. Mm-hmm. This is my version of the Sansamp. It's called Street Driver 48. This is a Sans amp on steroids is what they talk about it, and say that it's like, I'm really proud of it only because we took our time with this pedal and we made the craziest, dirtiest, filthiest sounds we could, which I love. If you like that dirt, mud, if you want to go there, if you really want to go there, there's a pedal right there for it that'll you up, right? I love that, you know? It's just one of those things, it kills. You could try this out. Hopefully you guys will have this in the store and make these people try this dirt shit out. It's great, but you can also get the normal sounds out of it if you want. Normal Sans amp sounds, distorted sounds, clean sounds. I have, again, another pedal. I have jazz players playing this pedal. I have just a country artist. There's a lot of different artists that are playing with this pedal. So check it out. Tech 21, New York City. Awesome.
Yeah, rock players in general, I've always said that a Sans amp by Tech 21 is essential for any rock bass player. If you want to sound like Justin Chancellor, get the GT2 or the Sans amp bass driver. Getty's got a signature
great pedal too.
Frank's got a signature pedal. Come to our stores, try them all out, see what one works best for you.
Well, the great thing about these pedals, and specifically, not only specifically my pedal, but I can walk into any gig. I don't need anything. I could play through the PA with this pedal. I'll have my sound, right? And that's the great thing about this. It goes right into the PA. It's got everything you really need. So the name of my pedal is Street Driver 48. It's a Sans amp on steroids. Check it out because you can get a lot different sounds out of it, which is awesome.
Okay, well, Frank, it's been a pleasure sitting down with you today.
I didn't think we'd be talking about yoga and meditation. I love this because it all is one in the epitaph of it all. It's all one, because whatever gets you to the stage, whatever gets you playing, whatever makes you pick up that instrument, if you're getting a good back, makes you stand up and get that bass or guitar, it's all about that. So, and you have to have the right headspace, that's meditation. So it's all about playing. So if you see me on the street, please come and say hello. I like this. If I come to one of these stores, if you see me in the store, please come to say hello. If you have any questions about this bass, I'd be happy to answer. All right, so don't be afraid. But thank you for having me today.
Yeah, you're welcome. Such a pleasure to sit down with you.
Thank you very much.
Check out Anthrax's new album coming out in May. Go see their show in February. Come to one of our stores and play the whole Spector line. We're super excited to have this line. It's brand new to us.
So
check out the Frank Bello bass. Check out all the different basses in the series. Please like and subscribe to subscribe to our channel. Check out the links below for more details, and we'll see you next time. Thank you very much.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah. Cheers.
Great job, dude.
Thank you. Thank you. Piece of cake.